When I first saw Sports Host, I loved the idea of what they were doing. I've actually been on the other side of that a lot. I have always traveled through sport, it's what I do. So I know what it's like to be hosted. And so when I got a chance to actually be the host, I was really excited. I didn't know just how much I was going to enjoy it. And I got to show off my team, which is the Philadelphia Flyers of the National Hockey League. I grew up watching the Flyers. I grew up going to the games with my families. Philadelphia fans in the United States, they get kind of a reputation. We get called the worst fans ever sometimes, but for me as a fan, I take pride in that, and I take pride in that we're really passionate, and sometimes that just comes across differently. So I was excited to show that off. I was excited to show that off to people who may not know that about us and see what they thought of it firsthand. But also, I was just a little nervous in general. I mean, if you think about it, you're meeting two people you've never met before, you have no idea who they are. And that's the beauty of this, is that you have sport, you have something to talk about right then and there. And it's amazing how sport kind of makes this interaction seem so fluid and easy. And that turns out I had nothing to be nervous about. We were going to meet up with them there about 2 hours before the game, pick them up there in the city. And in Philadelphia, what's nice is, or what I love about it, is that all of the sports complexes are actually right outside the city. You can see the Philadelphia skyline from the sports complex. And all four of them, all of our major sports, are right in the same complex. It's really cool. And so what we were planning to do is take them there. There's a bar right in the middle of it. Perfect, right? A bar right in the middle of four stadiums, and take them there, get a drink before the game, kind of get that environment, get that vibe of what it's like pre-game. I really wanted to show, the Flyers are a very bright orange and black are their colors. And when you see the groups of people wearing those colors, it's kind of impressive when you first see it. So once we got to the bar, all of my nerves kind of went away. It was amazing to me. It's just how sport lets you just connect with people so seamlessly. What was really cool for me is that these two people had never seen hockey before. It's actually like the perfect mix. There was a person from Ireland and a person from Brazil. One was a huge sports fan. One was not really a huge sports fan, but they were just interested in getting a cultural experience. So that's the beauty of this, is that it really can be for anybody, any traveler who's looking for something a little different. And they both were very engaged, and I know how Philly fans are. I know that they would have been so excited to have two people here who have never seen hockey before, or are from outside the US. And Philly fans did not disappoint me. All I had to say is like, hey, they've never seen hockey before, and they're travelers, they're not from the United States. And people were like, oh my God, you have to know this, and this about us. If anybody ever says we're bad fans, it's just because we're passionate. And it made it so special. I wanted them to kind of get that feel of the camaraderie of Philadelphia. They call it the city of brotherly love, and people joke that, you don't always get that in Philadelphia, but I know for a fact that they got that feeling. They got to see why Philadelphia is the city of brotherly love. Something that we do in America as the national anthem. And I always forget how unique that is, that we sing it before every single game. And it was just really fun to see them filming the whole time and taking pictures and just soaking it all in. I think the most special part for me was when they would ask me questions about the game. They wanted to know what was happening and why it was happening. When you become a fan of a sport, you fall in love with it for a lot of reasons. And as the years go on and the seasons go on, sometimes you forget those little nuances of a sport, of why you love it. And you got to, but with having two people who have never seen it before, you got to talk about those things that you love about your sport. And I was reminded why I love it so much. It's such a unique sport, and it has such a unique culture around it. The game had a little bit of everything. You had scoring, you had a little bit of fights, which is something that you get in hockey. It's cool that way. They got, a little bit of everything. They even got to see overtime in hockey, which is really unique, and a shootout. So they got a lot of experiences there. And they got the overtime, or the shootout win, which is really rare for Philadelphia or for the Flyers. So it was really special, and they got to see just the crowd erupt, which was amazing. You have 18,000 people exploding, all at once, just like, oh my gosh, they scored. And that was so cool, because for me as a fan, that's what I live for. And I'm sitting there anxiously waiting that split second before, the goalie makes the save and the game is over and the Flyers have won. And, by the end of it, they're ready. They're on the edge of their seat, ready to go too. They're cheering just as loud as I am, which is so special. And I'm like, I know Philadelphia. They made me so proud that night. After the game, we went back to the bar that's right by the stadium, and it's a Thursday night, so I didn't think a lot of people would be there, but everyone's kind of on a high. The Flyers just won in a shootout, so a lot of people were there, and we just hung out for a little bit. And by that time, we're no longer talking about just sports. We're talking about all of our different travel experiences, what we liked and what we didn't like, and suddenly you have made this friendship with people just because you decided to take a chance and experience the local game with a local. All of a sudden, we're planning, all right, if I come to Ireland, what should I see? What should I do? That's the beauty of it for me, is that both sides of this are amazing. I think that this is something that anybody could really enjoy. If you were a traveler, this is an experience that you'll never forget. And if you ever get the chance to host, I can't recommend it enough. Your home team and your home fans, I guarantee you, will make you so proud, and you will be reminded why you love it so much. And you get to meet incredible people, and you have sport right there. It makes it so easy, and it's a lot of fun too.